than even 13 group metals because they have fully filled assorbents. First group metals in ammonia gives deep blue solutions. Even second group metals give deep blue solution. First group metals are reducing agents. Even second group metals are reducing agents. First group metal oxides and hydroxides are bases. Even second group metal oxides and hydroxides are bases, except beryllium. Beryllium oxide is amphoteric. There are some similarities and dissimilarities. Sir, we talked yesterday about Solvay process, ammoniating tower, carbonating tower, precipitation of sodium bicarbonate, heating limestone to get CO2 CaO, ammonia recovery tower, CaCl2 as a byproduct. Sodium bicarbonate is less soluble, so getting precipitated. This method cannot be used to prepare K2CO3 because KCO3 is water soluble. We have discussed all that yesterday. Yes, sir? Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So slowly we are looking at another interesting idea. The NaOH, known as caustic soda. Caustic because if you put it on your tongue will be eaten away by NaOH. Your tongue will disappear. As it is eating away muscle, it is called caustic soda. In your body, wherever there are muscles, if you by chance happens to spill NaOH, the muscle will disappear. Be careful.
Sir, what is muzzle?
What is muscle? My God. To show your strength, you will hold your hands. So, can you do that and see? You get a muscle on your hand. In your thighs, there are muscles. Your private part is a muscle.
Muscles, right? Got it.
Muscle.
Okay.
So, wherever there is muscle, if by chance NaOH spills, muscle will disappear. Big danger. Okay. And it is very painful too. Because it eats away muscle, it is called caustic soda. The NaOH is strange in the sense that if you put NaOH in air as a solid, actually it is highly soluble in water. You can evaporate and make white pellets, white flakes. The NaOH kept in water, it absorbs, when NaOH is kept in air, it absorbs moisture from air and it becomes solution. A solid which absorbs moisture from air and becomes solution. Solid which...
Sir. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Does caustic soda only eat muscle or other things as well, like living muscle, any other material which is it's reactive to?
See, muscles are attacked more readily by NaOH. A strong base can attack any sensitive tissue. Solid which absorbs moisture and becomes solution.
Okay, sir.
There are some solids which absorb moisture from air and become solution. They are called deliquescent. So this term is opposite to what?
Desiccant.
Opposite to
Liquescent.
efflorescent.
Electrescent.
Efflorescent. Na2CO3 is efflorescent that loses water of crystallization it has. NaOH, it has no water but it absorbs water from air. It is deliquescent. Be familiar. It absorbs water and becomes solution. If you are inviting bribes from public as a government officer, then what government will do, sir? Suppose you are a collector and you start taking bribes from public to do their work. Then what you are called? What government will do to you? Hello?
Government will dismiss.
Are you supposed to take bribes? Do you know what is bribe?
No.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You don't know what is bribe?
Rishwat, sir.
Yes, sir, we know, sir.
Corruption.
Or you are a collector, you are supposed to help the poor who are in dangerous position. To do that, you want them to give them some money back to you. For doing your job, you want to take money. Then you are said to be corrupt officer. You are taking bribes. Sir, should you take bribes, sir?
No.
Should you take bribes?
No.
People who take bribes are really very bad, I tell you. It is very, very corrupt practice. Okay. The Quran strictly prohibits such activities. Okay. Notice that people who take bribes will be suspended from government service. They are called delinquent officers. Who is a delinquent officer? He is gaining water from innocent public. He is gaining water from innocent public and lost his job. He is under court, under investigation. He is called a delinquent officer. Officer who is suspended from his role. Delinquescence means absorbing moisture or water from air. Okay. Anyway, let's not worry about it. You understood. NaOH is delinquescent. It is a standard base used in the laboratories. NaOH cannot be really a standard base because NaOH molecular weight, which is supposed to be 40, keeps on changes. If it takes one water molecule, its molecular weight will become 58. If it takes two water molecules, its molecular weight will become 76. If it takes three water molecules, its molecular weight will become 94. It keeps on changing. You understand? The fellow whose molecular weight is keeping on changing as it is keeping on taking more and more and more water molecule cannot be taken as a standard base. Okay, it is not a standard base, it is a base. Okay, are we very clear about it, sir? Hello? Hello?
Clear.
Yes,
Today I
sir.
am going to talk to you about a very important thing. Though the details are not given in the textbook, I just want to tell you something. Yes, sir. Sir, can you say iron into three compartments by using two partitions? Sir, if you have two partitions, you can divide your room into three compartments. Can you see it, sir? Hello?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
If you can keep two curtains, you can divide your room into three compartments. But these two partitions which are made, you fill the tank with mercury. The bottom position is indicative of mercury. So apparently it is having three compartments, but really it is not completely divided. The iron tank divided into three compartments with the help of two slate partitions is seen in a cell called Kastner-Kellner cell. Sir, what is the name of this, sir? Kastner-Kellner cell. Kastner. There are so many designs it has. Okay. There are so many designs. Okay, sir. So many designs. This Kastner-Kellner cell, which is having openings in the terminal compartments. It is having mercury in the bottom. Notice that this Kastner-Kellner cell is filled with salt water. Salt water is known as a brine solution, B-R-I-N-E. Brine means salt water. This is the iron dabba divided into 3 compartments with 2 slate partitions. These partitions are not complete partitions, and there is mercury in the bottom and there is salt water above. In the terminal compartments, there are 2 carbon rods fitted. Can you see carbon rods which are having plus signs, sir? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
These carbon rods are connected to positive terminal. Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
We are talking about something called Kastner-Kellner cell, sir. In the Kastner-Kellner cell, there is an iron tank. Iron tank is partially divided by 2 slate partitions. In the bottom, there is a mercury. Above mercury, there is salt water. And the cell is fitted with 2 carbon rods in the terminal compartments. The carbon rods are connected to positive terminal, hence it is called anode. And in the central compartment, there is a bunch of steel rods connected to a negative terminal called as cathode. The central compartment, a bunch of steel rods connected is called cathode. In the terminal compartments, carbon rods fitted are called as anode. In the bottom, there is mercury. The iron tank is fitted with a wheel in the bottom called eccentric wheel. If you rotate the wheel, inside content of the tank will move this side, that side. In the tank, there are openings in the extreme compartments and also in the central compartment. Sir, 3 people have joined just now. What should I do? Hello? 3 people have joined just now. What should we do, sir?
I think their network disconnected, sir.
Sir, you
So
disable
again,
meeting waiting room,
thank
sir.
you, thank you so much. Now, for their sake, we have to speak entire thing what I am speaking once again. I am sorry we are doing that. We have to accommodate people, right? We should not get irritated.
Okay, sir.
Come on.
Okay, sir.
Sir, the topic under discussion is how to produce sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide has a formula NaOH. It is called caustic soda because it eats away muscle. The NaOH has a nature like it can absorb water moisture from air to become aqueous solution. Material which absorb moisture from air and become solution is called deliquescent. This behavior is opposite to the behavior of Na2CO3 10H2O because this fellow naturally has 10 water molecules which it will lose on exposure to air. Materials which lose water of crystallization automatically are called efflorescent. Na2CO3 10H2O is efflorescent. NaOH is deliquescent. Deliquescent absorb water molecules and become solution. Some salts like copper sulfate, which is white in color, they absorb water molecules from air and remain as a solid. They remain as a solid. Though they absorb water molecules, they are called hygroscopic. Our NaOH is not just hygroscopic. it keeps on absorbing water molecule till it becomes aqueous solution. It cannot remain as solid. This extreme behavior is called deliquescence. In principle, hygroscopic material, deliquescent material, both absorb water from air, but one fellow becomes solution. That is the difference between these two, hygroscopic and deliquescence. NaOH in industry is prepared by using Castner, let's clear it, Castner-Kellner cell. In the Castner-Kellner cell, there is an iron tank that is having an eccentric wheel here. This iron tank is divided into 3 compartments using slate partition. Here you are pouring mercury. Above mercury, you have kept salt water. Somebody else is. Here you kept salt water. And this compartment has an opening in the terminus. It has an opening here. It also has an opening here. Notice that here you kept what, sir? NaOH solution. I mean, sir, NaCl solution, salt water called brine. The terminal compartments are fitted with carbon rods. The carbon rod is connected to electric power point to a positive terminal. The central compartment is fitted with a bunch of steel rods. The steel rods are connected to a negative terminal called as cathode. When you pass current in the terminal compartment, graphite rod is positive. The salt solution, NaCl aqueous, will divide into Na plus ions and chloride minus ions. The minus ions, known as anions, go to anode, that is graphite rods in the terminal compartment. They lose the negative charge and become chlorine gas. This is oxidation happens at the anode, anox. Now, if you carefully look at this diagram, here this is a positive terminal. The mercury is close by this. When the electrodes are getting positive charge, the nearby mercury will take minus charge. Notice the graphite rods. I will show you the diagram, otherwise I will share the screen. Start broadcast. Go to screen. This diagram is correct. The mercury is not touching the graphite rod. Can you see? The graphite rod has positive charge. Though the graphite rod which has positive charge is not touching mercury, mercury tries to develop opposite charge on its surface by induction. Induction is something happens without touch. A beautiful girl goes on the road. She is not looking at you. She is minding her job, walking in her way. But you get tempted to look at her, to call her name if you know, or to do something. Why are you doing all that, sir? Why are you doing all this? Because there is a change in your body by induction. Opposite charge arises. Notice, if the carbon rod is having positive charge, nearby mercury surface gets negative charge. This is a negative terminal by induction. I therefore call mercury as cathode in the terminal compartments. Mercury became cathode because they are in close proximity to anode. In the central compartment, what happens to mercury, sir? In the terminal compartments, mercury is cathode. But in central compartment, In the central compartment, a bunch of steel rods are acting as cathode, minus terminal. So mercury gets which charge? Hello?
Positive charge.
Positive charge.
Hence, mercury becomes
Yes, sir.
anode in the central compartment. Mercury becomes anode in the central compartment. Mercury is cathode in terminal compartment by induction. This is sometimes called mercury cathode cell because there are two terminating cells. There are two terminating compartments where mercury is cathode. In the mercury cathode cell, what is the nature of mercury in central compartment?
Anode. Positive nature.
Yeah, this is a neat question. Anyway, this Kastner-Kellner cell has salt water in the terminal compartments, and in the central compartment you pour a little bit diluted NaOH. You don't put salt water. And now, when you are passing current, in the terminal compartment near the graphite rod, carbon rod, Cl minus ions lose electron, become chlorine gas and escape through outlet. The sodium plus, normally sodium plus cannot take electron from cathode if there is water. If there is water, Na plus cannot take electron from cathode because Na plus has a lower reduction potential than water. Water takes electron to become hydrogen gas and OH minus. But if there is mercury, the behavior changes. Can you catch a king cobra, big poisonous snake with your empty hands? Yes. Can you hold king cobra which is having poisonous venom with your hands? Come on.
No.
Can any
No,
of
sir.
you? Are you very sure?
Yes.
But you can hold it. You cannot hold it because you are scared of death. It will bite means you will die. Yes. But if Allah is sitting on your head and He is telling, my dear, you hold that snake, I am there. Can you hold this snake?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Why are you holding? Because all
To
powerful
save
Allah
our
is
life.
with you. Come on. If there is Allah with you, you can do anything. You can walk on fire. You can fly in sky. You can drink poison. You can save people. You can stop a thunder falling with your hands.
Yes.
A big thunder is falling, which is going to kill million people, but Allah is there in you and He is talking you and telling you, stop that thunder. With your little finger, you stop. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So
Sir.
also, the Na plus cannot take electron if there is water normally. But now Na plus is having mercury nearby. Oh, mercury is like Allah, very powerful. In presence of mercury cathode, Na plus can take electron even if there is water. So Na plus in the terminal compartments take electron to become sodium, and that is mixed in mercury called sodium amalgam. So in the terminal compartments you are getting sodium amalgam in spite of water, and you are getting chlorine gas which is going out. Can you see that, sir? There are outlets for chlorine to get out.
Yes.
Now, the Na plus can take electron as long as mercury is there as cathode. Okay? And now
Yes,
you
sir.
are able to catch hold of a snake, or you can stop the thunder as long as Allah is there with you. But one of your friend makes up makeup of Allah and he is acting I am Allah and telling you to catch hold of thunder. You can't do it because you know that fellow is acting. You don't get confidence. The mercury can permit the sodium ion to take electron as long as it is cathode. But in the central compartment, mercury is going to become anode. You understand? Yes?
Yes, sir.
In the central compartment, mercury is anode, that is having positive charge.
Yes, sir.
In the terminal compartment, mercury is cathode, that has negative charge. Story is different. Sir, when you have sodium amalgam, you rotate the wheel so that the terminal compartment solutions come into central compartment. Now in the central compartment, mercury is no longer cathode, it became anode. Now NaHG cannot hold Na. Na will immediately combine with water to give NaOH and hydrogen gas. So in the central compartment, you are getting hydrogen gas, which is going out. And Na is reacting with water to give NaOH. Therefore, in the central compartment, you are getting NaOH. In the terminal compartments, you are getting chlorine. In the central compartment, you are getting NaOH and hydrogen gas. That way, NaOH is produced in the central compartment. The setup is called mercury cathode cell or sodium, the Kastner-Kellner cell. Its purpose is to make what? NaOH. There are many other cells. There is another cell called as, this is another diagram of Kastner-Kellner cell. There is another cell called as, this is a note somebody has written. You can see how to make NaOH. Okay. So these are the reaction cathode. You can see that. Another diagram. This is a mercury flowing cell. It is called the Kellner-Solvay cell. It is a continuous cell where continuous NaOH is produced. I am not talking all this. You can see preparation NaOH by Kastner-Kellner cell, a talk given by a gentleman, if you like. He speaks largely in Hindi. There are so many such diagrams you can see. But I don't care much to talk on this. I'm just interested to see what is given in NCERT. Because for me, prescribed portion is only NCERT. Ladies and gentlemen, about all caustic soda, they gave only one paragraph in NCERT. Sodium hydroxide is generally prepared commercially by the electrolysis of sodium chloride in Kastner-Kellner cell. A brine solution is Hi, pillalu. Listen, understand. A brine solution is electrolyzed using a mercury cathode and a carbon anode. Sodium metal discharged at the cathode combined with mercury to form sodium amalgam. Chlorine gas is evolved at the anode. The sodium amalgam, when comes into the central compartment, reacts with water to give NaOH and hydrogen gas. Sodium hydroxide is a white translucent. Translucent means neither transparent nor opaque. It melts at 591 K. It is readily soluble in water to give strong base. Yes, Radhu. Yeah. Crystals of sodium hydroxide are deliquescent. Sodium hydroxide solution at the surface reacts with CO2 in the atmosphere to form NaCO3. Sir, NaOH has one weakness. Whenever NaOH is there, if there is CO2, it will absorb and it become Na2CO3. In fact, to remove CO2, we use NaOH. Not only NaOH, we use KOH. Caustic soda, caustic potash can absorb CO2. There are many uses of NaOH, sir. It is used in the manufacture of soap. It is used to give shining to cotton fabric called mercerizing cotton. It is used in the purification of Al2O3 bauxite. It is used in textile industries. And of course, if you want to convert fats, separate fats from oils, you can use NaOH. It is a good laboratory reagent. Sir, about baking soda, we already talked NaHCO3. It is a mild base. Baking soda NaHCO3 is very important to decrease the time required for cooking, especially in bakeries. NaCO3 is a mild base due to anion hydroxide. There is a standard IIT question. NaCO3, though it is a base, it has one H that can come out as H+. So NaCO3 is said to be a salt that can give H+, acidic salt, though it is basic in nature. The NaHCO3 is a salt that is fundamentally basic in nature, but still it has a weak point, it can give H+. The salts which can give H+, in principle, are called acidic salts. Notice, nature of aqueous solution, all of you please maintain silence. Nature of NaHCO3 solution is basic, definitely basic. But it has a weak point. Its weak point is, it has a replaceable H+. Such salts are called